Hi, and welcome to TK24 Sports. On today's show, we're looking at Mikel Arteta. First portion of the show, we're going to look at what he's done so far. Second portion of the show, we then look at the transfers. There's only been 8 in total that he's been responsible of bringing players in. And third and last, what's next for Arteta? So, if you're new to the show, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on that notification so you don't miss a show every time we upload. You ready? Let's get into it. So, what has Arteta done so far? Well, when we look at this situation, I'm a bit perplexed. Now, hear me out. Arteta's come in. This is going to be his 2.5 season with Arsenal. Now, within that time, he has been quite successful. And I say quite, meaning he's won an FA Cup, he's won the Community Shield. But in league performance, he's finished 8th and 8th. Now, I would say that's not good enough. You can argue, as some has argued, last season that they had the third best defence overall, but I don't think that's something to shout about. Why? Because you still lost more games than you actually won. So it's good having a good defence, but then again, you weren't really scoring many goals and you still lost 12 league games. Now, is that something to shout about? No. You finished 8th. You finished 8th the season before. Yes, you won an FA Cup, but you're still in that same place. Now, what needs to happen this season? He needs to find his formation. I would say it should be either a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1, giving the team a bit more flexibility. They do have players who they've brought in now, which we'll get into in the second part of the show, which can help them adapt even more. But one thing that needs to happen is the players now need to step up. I can see what Arteta is trying to do, trying to implement, but what he's trying to do and implement is way higher than some of these players' IQ would allow them to play. So that's why you sometimes see Arsenal not playing the way you'd want them to see, or you're seeing them play a certain way with the ball playing from the back, but they just don't have the specialised players who can do the things that Arteta wants. So that's why you saw the 12 losses. Yes, it was sometimes down to Arteta, but then again, it's down to the players and the IQ of the players who cannot facilitate what he actually needs. So going forward, what does he need to do? Well, stick to the formation, keep it simple. And I think sometimes that's the best way. Sometimes keeping things simple gets you wins, gets you points, gets you goals, makes you concede less. So that part is going to be what we're going to be judging Arteta on this season. Yes, also on the transfers, which we're going to get to in a moment. But I do believe it's down to a simple philosophy, which is something that we may not need to know, but the players need to know. And we'll start to understand that by the way we're going to see them play going forward. By keeping it simple, playing from the back, give it to the best players. Those players can give it to the next best player. Hopefully the ball ends up in the back of the net. So simple, I know I made it sound that way. But anyway, that's my thoughts on it. Now, let's talk about transfers. As we know, Arteta's brought in 8 players so far in his tenure of being Arsenal manager. Some have been good, some have not yet been tested, and some have just damn right been rubbish. So, you ready? Let's get into transfers number 1, and we're gonna go into this one really delicate. We're gonna start off with the worst transfers, getting up to, I would say, the best transfers that he's done so far. Ready? Let's go. So we're going to look at Runnison. Of course, a goalkeeper, 1.5 million, panic buy, and now worth 0. To me, this is the second worst pickup from Arteta, and I don't know what he was thinking. We know why it was a panic buy, purely because they sold Martinez, they only had Leno, and they needed something quick, and this one just fell short. Next, Willian. What can we say about this one? Well, you know this guy can play left wing, right wing, and an attacking centre midfielder. He came for free, now worth 0. This is the worst pickup from Arteta and Edu. This guy, 1 goal all of last season. The amount of games he played, about 6 to 7 assists all season. He was dreadful. Majority of the time you could tell he missed playing at Chelsea. He wanted to go back. He wished he never left. And quite frankly, I wish we never picked him up. Moving on, Cedric. That's right. Came from free from Southampton. Initially took him on loan, then of course that one his contract expired. We picked him up for free, and he can play right back, deputised as a left back, and he can whip a ball like a 99 pence. good IQ going forward and an attitude of never giving up. I do believe he should have a good chance of starting this year as a right back, but then again, he may go out at a last minute deal. Who knows? We will see what will happen next on this one. Moving forward, Pablo Mari, centre back, £10 million. Calm as anything. He's calm as ice. The centre back with no chill. Now, what's so good about this guy? He's the lack of pace. You think, what's so good about that? But he makes it up with IQ. And also, he's a big talker on the pitch. He's great at positioning. Even if he knows he's going to get beaten for pace, he drops back 5 to 8 yards. Gives that striker a run on chance? No, not really, because Mari will then put himself in a position where he's just not going to get beaten very easily. I like this signing. I think he's done a very good job. And I look forward to seeing Mari play this year. Moving on, Thomas Partey. Yes, central defensive midfielder, also 45 million midfield conductor. He drives forward, he can unlock, and ADED. If you don't know what that stands for all day, every day. This man is ferocious. He can conduct the midfield. He's beautiful when he plays, but the problem being is he has been injured quite a lot since he has joined Arsenal from Atletico Madrid, where when he was playing for Atletico Madrid, he only missed a few games. So hopefully we can get him fit for this season. He got injured against Chelsea in a pre-season, and that one could hamper him starting against Brentford on the opening day of the season. Next, Nuno Tavares, a new signing this season. Left back, can deputise as right back, £7 million signing. Strives to be the starter of the left back to lodge out Kieran Tierney. Could that be done? What's great about him? He drives forward, he has pace, and he can use his right foot. Now, while he does come in as an understudy, he is a bit raw, but there's something exciting about this man, and no doubt Arteta can get him under his wings, show him the Arsenal way, show him the way he wants to play, and I think we've got a good future star in the making. Moving on, Sambi Lokonga. Whoa, this man has shown promise the moment he took to the field. He can play centre midfielder and deputise as a central defensive midfielder. 15.7 million signing from Anderlecht, looking to be the main man, not the sidekick. What's the attributes? Plays with his head up, passes forward, and he has levels still to go in his game. Now, of course, during the season, we're not going to see him start many games at the start of the season, of course, because Granit Xhaka has re-signed for the club. And I would more than likely say we'll see him make more cameo appearances, leading on to more minutes, outlodging El Neni and then being the third choice centre midfielder. But in the next 2 years, we will see him being the starter, one of the main men for Arsenal. I'm really looking forward to seeing this guy play. I'm hoping the fans will give him time to settle in and show what he's worth. Moving on, last but not least, of course, Ben White. Centre back, right back, and of course can deputise as a central defensive midfielder. 50 million, this was 50 million. Most expensive defender in AFC's history. Untapped gifts. Brings the ball out, and to me, he's a Tony Adams 2.0. Have I gone too far? I don't think so. Why? Because he just is that class. And what I mean by this, when I'm talking about a Tony Adams 2.0, I mean, I'm 41 very soon, and I can tell you right now, Tony Adams was just, to me, the pinnacle of defenders that I've seen at Arsenal. I've seen Adams, I've seen Bold, I've seen Keogh, I've seen Sol Campbell, Carlo Toure. I've seen them all. I've seen Stepanovs. Trust me, I've seen them all. But I can tell you about this with Ben White. He can bring the ball out, he can dribble, he can pass 10, 25, 30, 70 yards. I've just named all the yards. He can do it all, and he can ping it to your feet. He's confident, he's just short, okay, he's not 6'4", 6'5", but who cares? He's 6'2", he can jump. He may get beaten in the air once or twice, but that's not going to fall to his game. That's not going to bring his levels down. To me, Ben White is a great signing. I don't care about the 50 million. Some people do, like their accountant. But hey, to me, it's a good investment, 23. And people are talking about, yeah, when he's 26, 27, 28, we can look to sell him. Why would you look to sell this man? There's no need to. You bought a 23-year-old in here, 10 years later at 33, 34, then you can maybe look to let him go. around that time. But then again, at 33, 34, you start coming into your own as a central defender. You know the game inside out. So I would like to see Ben White as a lifer at Arsenal, pending as long as he plays very, very well. So that's transfers. What's your thoughts? Yes, there's still more to come in. I believe there's going to be more to come in. You still need another goalkeeper, a right back, a central midfielder, and an attacking midfield as well. Potentially a striker, so maybe 5 more players to come in, but 3 should definitely be guaranteed in: a goalkeeper, central midfielder, and an attacking midfielder. I don't think we desperately need the right back. Yes, we should have one to upgrade, but that's not a priority right now. Maybe not so the striker, but that would be nice to get in if we do. So, now that part's over, on to the last part of the show. Where do we go from here? Well, it's quite simple. Arteta's got a lot of work to do, so has Edu. The players also have a lot of work to do. This season is so vital. Do I think that they can go and push on and make a Premier League challenge? Yes, I do. I think every team has a chance to go in and push for a Premier League title challenge. It's just down to belief. It's just down to tactics. It's down to how you adapt yourself and apply yourself to win. And what I mean by that, you can look at Villa last year. They done good. Leicester done good last year, but they filtered off. And sometimes that's what happens. It's down to then the mentality of the players, down to the mentality of the unit. How bad do they want it? What have they set their targets at? What's Arteta set his target at? I would love to know. I would love for him to come out in the press conference and say, or someone actually ask him, Mikel, what's the target this year? Then I want to hear from him. He may come out with the PC bull jive of, we're just here to compete and get as high as possible, get back into Europe. But that's not good enough for me if I heard that as a response. I would love to hear what people may think is crazy, but we're going to go for a title challenge. Why? Because we've got the squad and the ability to do so. It may not be as fancy as a City, United or Liverpool or Chelsea, but we've got the characteristics and the characters in the club to move us forward. From what I've seen from the day I started to the day we are here now, I've seen improvement in attitude. There's no more cliques. There's a togetherness, and we're going to fight and drive forward. I know my best 11. I know my 2 formations. The team know what is expected of them, and they know their targets, and they know the goals of what we're going to do to overcome it this season. Now, that will gas me up. If that was a speech I heard, I would feel a bit gassed up. I'd be like, it may be a bit bull jive, but you know what? At least he's talking, fighting, talking. I now want to see that backed up on the pitch. So going forward, that's what I want to see. I want to see Arsenal go for a title challenge rather than a top 4 challenge. Because a title challenge means you have to be locked in for 38 weeks, 38 games of the whole course of the season. There's no European football. You've only got the cup competitions, the FA Cup and the League Cup if you're going to take them serious, which you should do. Then we might have a chance. But apart from that, I just want to see what Arsenal's going to do. I want to see what Arteta's going to do. I want to see what Edu's going to do and how we're going to bring this club forward. But anyway, if you like this portion of the show, make sure you like, subscribe, turn that notification on so you don't miss a show every time we upload. Thank you for watching. Look forward to seeing you very, very soon, and not long to go until the start of the Premier League season. And yes, Arsenal are opening acts for the Premier League season against Brentford. Make sure you tune into that show on Friday. That's next Friday, of course. See you soon. Bye.